Howdy folks, Keywii here, and welcome back to Doki Literature Club Plus, a safe space in which to be awesome, where if I appear louder, that's because I am. I got a new headset, which means the noise cancelling is better than my old headset, which means I may subconsciously be a little louder. That's just how it's gonna be. So, yeah, well, I guess it's, if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but definitely. But honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like you're a piece of shit or something. It's like she's dragging around dead weight. Yeah, it was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way, if it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You'd say we take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem? I don't care. Here, whatever. Light it on fire for all I care. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. She has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words, but she likes spiders, so I'm not friends with her. Oh, I'm gonna have to read the whole thing. One time, I hurt my leg real bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people, so she probably talks about spiders. But if her friends start like spiders too, that's why I'm not friends with her. Doesn't matter if she has other hobbies or keeps it private that doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. Amy's gross. The world's better off without spider lovers. I'm gonna tell everyone. Fucking Amy. Not bad, right? I hate Amy. It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. Yeah, no, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. Fuck Amy. I don't have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. And it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like anyone would agree, the subject of this poem is a piece of shit. You know, Amy. Do you know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks my it doesn't matter. It couldn't be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has a kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Sometimes that you're something that you're afraid of. If people find out, they make a lot of fun of you and make you think less of you. It just makes people stupid. Who cares that someone likes? As long as they're not hurting anyone, it doesn't make them happy. You know, excluding, of course, a few key things, but for the most part, yeah, I agree with that one. I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Yeah, well, you're definitely right about that. At least I can relate to it. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people can too. It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing useless unless, wow, I can't read. Unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like conveying emotions is important. But I want to make people think, not just feel, you know? Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it. Yeah, I do a similar thing when I write poetry. Which is to say, I had a thought and now it's gone. Whatever, when I write poetry, I just fucking screw all grammar, screw all logic, just slap words in the row, and if I'm feeling something at the time I write, then my brain sort of gets into that mood. It's adaptability, right? Like, if say you're watching a movie, you're like an action movie, you're gonna think more actiony thoughts than if you were watching a rom-com, for example. Unless it's not your thing, in which case you'll wander, but for the most part, if you're into something, then you definitely feel it more. And therefore, your brain slightly reorients to that. It's really interesting how that works, because we do that all the time for, like, just talking to people. Like, different formal versus informal language usage. And that applies to emotions, too. It's really weird, but you know what? I use it for poetry, and hey, it works out. It's great. Anyway, Yuri. Let's see what you've written for today. This is pretty good, Keywii. Were you influenced by seeing everyone's writing style yesterday? I guess you could say that. I was also a bit surprised by how differently everyone writes. So I respect you for trying new things. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Work your brain like... Oh, I guess that is how it's spelled. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings. And write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It is a very intimate exercise. I see. That's certainly an interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have, well, an example of that, if you would like to read it. Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me your poem. The Raccoon. Raccoon. I don't know. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the last time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. God. The moon increments its pulse and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement, until I murdered it. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feel myself again. Feed myself again. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. Fucking weirdo. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if that's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, the thing about that, though, you can't just say you have a writing style and then everything you do either fits in or out of it. I mean, maybe you can, but that's what idiots do. What I do, as a writer, is I have a quote-unquote style, and that style encompasses all of the things I do. Now, I can experiment, maybe, sometimes, but I don't do like a dumbed-down version and say it's not my style, like Yuri is absolutely doing. My style does encompass some experimentation. That's part of it, right? It's not just a concrete thing that's just like, yes, this is mine, I made it, it stays this way. It's art, therefore it changes, you know? Yeah, but take it at face value and they can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. I mean, maybe I fed a raccoon, who knows? Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. If those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Heh, that's funny. Didn't that Suki also write something about that? About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest? Almost said hobby there. Hey, she did. Yeah. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody. She's right. I mean, Does she really feel that way? Yeah? Sounds like you two have that in common. Well, that's interesting. To me, she seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, is it not? Please don't tell her I said that. Yeah, don't worry, I have no reason to. Why the hell will I do that? Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be rambling a little bit now. But I'm glad that you're a good listener. Should show my poem to next. Oh, I don't fucking know. I wonder. Now, hang on, I need to go get my phone. Which I left somewhere. Oh, it's over there. Hang on. I like to have my phone on silent right beside my computer just so I can see if I get messages or anything. Just noticed it wasn't there, so, you know. Alright, let me plug back in my headphones. They're new, so they're charging for the first time. Excellent. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Keywii. Eh? I love it. Especially after yesterday's poem. Ugh. Too honest sometimes, Sayori. But really. I want to put this on my wall. Can I? Sayori. I'm clicking, sometimes it's not working. You must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I also have no idea what I'm doing. I'll just slap words together. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Eh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. We are friends after all. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Keywii poem. Aw, that's adorable. And that makes it feel extra special. I want somebody to say that in real life to me. Aw, that'd be so nice. Just read one of my poems and be like, aw, it's a Keywii poem. That makes it special. But you know, in a less condescending way. The context has to be there. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. Because she's a little bit of a weirdo. It's so weird, Sayori. Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. But that's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. That's a very good sentence right there. If you know, then you know why. If not, then well, just trust me. Not sure how that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a more important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Ugh. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? Aw, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Alright. Eh? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind. Or whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. But sometimes I like sad poems, too. Sometimes a little of both. There's a word for that, right? It's bittersweet. What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Bittersweet. There you go. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? Oh man, you're not one-dimensional? You fucking weirdo? Can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Yeah, the player character in this is an idiot. He always has been. Well, I like happy the most. Sometimes, when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. It's not really how I see it, but you know what? That's fine. Make a nice little rainbow. See, that's unexpectedly poetic. I took you for an idiot, but you know what? You have some... Despite being in a literature club, I didn't expect you to be poetic at any point. Is it? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Keywii. I should go write that down then. Give me a poem now, okay? Bottles. Oh wait, no. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's a secret place where I keep all of my dreams. Little balls of sunshine, all rubbing together like bundles of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly. But there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle and keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all my other bottles. Happy thoughts in bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. At each bottle, a starlight to make animals. Amends. Animals. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time has elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come, in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo inside my head. Holy crap! Sayori, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday that I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but... I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you. You know, because everyone is one-dimensional to me. Monica taught me a lot. Taught me a whole lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. Yeah, I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Be happy all the time. You know, ignore what you just wrote. Ignore what I just read. Always be happy, never be sad. Okay, that's just what I need you. Christ. Creepy. Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm used to you being cheerful. The fucking contents of the poem. Christ. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Aw, thank you. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little better. Writing is like magic. You gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? Hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself, okay? You know, it's good to have goals, but... Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. Ah, so you're not concerned about her mental well-being, you're concerned about her not being... Anyway. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra special planned. I was extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit in the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sorta. Ugh. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. Just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Yeah, don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, alright? Alright. I don't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori's been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all. But that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to do for the event. Ah, sorry, I thought you'd heard about it already. We're gonna be performing. Performing? Monica. Yeah, we're gonna be having a poetry performance. Get used to it. Each of us is going to choose a poem to recite during the event. The cool part is we're also going to let everyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori's been coloring a poster, holds it up to see, for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. You really think it was a bad idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea. I just hate it. I didn't sign up for this, you know. Anyway, that'll have to be for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, I'm Keywii. You've been great to yourself a delightful day. We got happy, upset, shocked, and upset. Anyway, I love you all. Goodbye.